Job chapter 3. Job has suffered the loss of his wealth, the loss of his children, effectively the loss of his marriage, and not because he sinned. And he now opens his mouth and he says some very bitter things in this chapter against God. Why don't you just kill me? Why are you keeping me alive? You're just cruel, etc. At the end of the book, chapter 42, 7 and 8, God says, Job spoke about me the thing that was right. You go back here to chapter 3, you think, well, Job didn't always speak right about God at all. But God says at the end, yeah, he did. I think God was cutting Job some slack. God recognised that, sure, Job, you were terribly provoked, you had awful circumstances, and so you did speak wrongly, and Job himself recognises that at the end of the book. My point is that God cuts people slack. This is not to say that, oh, well, if there's terrible circumstances, well, that justifies me swearing, or it justifies me having a wrong attitude or whatever, because poor me, I had to, I was provoked. No, I'm not saying that. No sin in that sense is justifiable. Sin is not inevitable. But I think what you see here in God's final attitude to Job is his pity for his child. That yes, you said those things, but I shall overlook that. And basically you said what was right about me. Sure, I know you said things like here in chapter 3 that weren't right about me, and you recognise that. Okay, I will overlook that. Now, if God does that to his children, and that includes you and me, he overlooks certain things. It doesn't justify you in doing them, but he overlooks things. He has pity on the works of his hands, which is you and me. We also ought to cut people some slack, rather than, you said that, she said that. Do you know what? I have an email or I have some message on social media from her from 8 years ago that says this. And do you know what? She said that. Look, God cuts you slack. Try to get in the spirit of your Father. Overlook some things. Understand people and the situations they were in. Cut them slack. Because as we judge, we shall be judged. Feel how God dealt with Job and how God deals with you, and reflect that to other people.